Awesome. So you're here. You're ready to start playing with the basic shield warp gate. That's what we're going to do with initially. So you can just get an idea of how the shields work and start sensing what's happening. Hopefully you installed the shield warp gate in the previous video. It's really quick, as you know if you've done it. So make sure you do it. So you gotta think like, so you have your aura. This is like another energetic barrier, so to speak, that's kind of like a bubble around you, but it's something that you can turn on and off, right? And it's also gonna, like, some of the effects of it is that you can put up your shield, but if you've got a lot of like anger, intense negative emotions going out to people, that shield's also going to come down. So that's kind of way, and also there's a lot of intense negative energy coming at you, it's going to start weakening the shield. So that's where we're going to put up a shield, and you can notice it's like, is it rapidly going down? Which means there's an active attack, or you're actively, kind of projecting anger out at other people, which then allows you to address it like, oh wow, I need to probably pull back some of that anger I got at someone else. You might feel it's justified, like, oh, I just hate them. But now you're going to start tuning into this energetic world and realize it's having an effect. Like you're causing a future for yourself that you might not necessarily want to be bringing to you just by having anger at other people, or resentments at other people, hatred to other people. And this is a way to kind of start tapping in of like, ooh, wow, this does have an energetic effect, because that shield that's protecting me from that stuff coming in at me is also getting weakened and turning down because I've got it going out. So how cool is that? It's all about increasing consciousness, giving you the awareness of like, oh, what am I doing too? Right? Because if you got a lot of negative energy coming at you, you might have a lot going out too, to where you hit them with some negative energy, they feel it unconsciously, they shoot it back at you, and then you get it, and you only know it's like, oh man, it just feels like I got a bad vibe from them, not realizing the bad vibe you're sending out. But the shields help you with that. One, they help you protect against the bad vibes, especially the one that are unjustified or people you've forgiven and you're kind of done it, but they're still attacking you with it, which then you can address. However, it also lets you know maybe you got a little bit going out too. So first thing we do is just take a moment to kind of relax, right? And just get an idea of what's happening in your body, right? Because we're going to put up a shield, and there's probably going to be an energetic difference that you can then pick up and be like, whoa, wait a second, why did I feel something? Well, you feel something because this energy is coming in and you're just used to it. It's kind of like being underwater, not realizing that you're wet, and you come out of the water, you'd be like, whoa, I didn't even know I was in water. It's cold, it's wet, it's wind. I didn't notice any of that stuff, right? So it's the same thing. You're kind of in that sea of always having this stuff going on. And when you put a shield that blocks some of that, you're going to start seeing the interaction, which then allows you to start addressing it. But you got to take a moment just to kind of say, okay, where am I at right now, right? Just take a moment, what you feel in your body, feel your toes, just kind of get aware of like, okay, this is just what's happening now. And it doesn't matter like if something's happening or not happening or what you feel like, you're just getting a baseline just to feel what happens when we put the shield up, right? And so to put the shield up is very simple. You're just gonna say, basic shield, activate in my highest good. Simple as that. And now I'll kick off the warp gate, right? And then we blow into our heart chakra to do that. So we're just gonna say, okay, taking a moment, say, basic shield, activate in my highest good. And taking a moment to notice, like, oh, wow. And you might get a blip and it disappears, right? All different ways, but you might get a blip and it disappears, and you do it again. Let's say, okay, basic shield, activate in my highest good. And then you feel that blip again, there could be your shield starting to drop, right? You feel the blip, right? But if you run the warp gate a second time and you don't feel a blip, you find, okay, maybe that shield's steady. But if you keep feeling going like, boom, like it's coming on, boom, and it's shutting down, boom, it's shutting down, boom, it's coming on, shutting down. It's like, okay, I either got something going out or someone's got something coming in, like pretty intensely. So that's what we're gonna play with the shield. So you're just gonna do that throughout the day, especially when you wake up in the morning, just like, okay, shield's up, right? Activate my basic shield, activate in my highest good. And just think, you're like putting your shields up, okay. But you take a little moment to see, okay, where am I at? And now the second level, or the deeper level to go with that, is kind of trying to get a reading as what level your shield's at. And this is that thing of like, we're practicing like getting reads, what's happening in the non-physical world, and using that, to build that connection with your unconscious of like, okay, what level is my shield at, right? You say, what level is my shield at? And you can either go from top down, like so 100%, 90%, 80%, 70%. And you feel like when you get that read, like that sense in your body of like your body saying like, hey, yes, it's that number, 70%. And you can go like, 70, and you might go 71, 72, 73 and feel something, right? Or you can go in reverse. It feels like, man, I think my shield's low. I'm gonna count bottom up. So, okay, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40, maybe, okay, I feel something at 40%, right? And we're just playing with this, you're just you're gonna tune up to where you will be able to, feel of like, okay, what's my shield? And you'd be like 1%, whoa, something's going on, right? So you get your vibe, it's like, okay, so we'll play with this. So we got, try to feel where your shield's at. And then you just say basic shield activate in my highest good, right? And you feel it, feel the energy moving. And you be like, okay, now what's my shield? Is my shield at 100%? Is it? And if it feels like completely flat, you might go, 90%. You'd be like, okay, 90. Or you might be like 99, 98, 97. And you just, a range is fine. It's just like 90, just know, okay, it's holding stable, right? And then you can just check back again. Okay, wait a couple seconds, a couple minutes, like, what's my shield? Is it at 90%, 80%, 70, 60? And you'd be like, whoa, okay, it's dropping. One, you might want to then turn it back on of, okay, basic shield activate in my highest good and let it come back on. But you just notice that like it's really dropping. So it's like, okay, let's get centered first. Let's see if we're sending, you got some bad vibes going out to people. And you're kind of grinding on like, oh, I wish they didn't do that. Notice, ooh, that's affecting my shield. Notice that you're actually outwardly sending that energy. You might feel like, oh, I was just in my own head, I was just sending it. But you put up energetic shield and it's dropping. So that might give you a motivation. So let me see, have a little forgiveness for them. And maybe just be like, hey, they're being late, I'm being late. We're just getting into it. Maybe I can have some forgiveness for them, or even ask source, universe, God, be like, God, just take a moment and say, could you take out my anger to this person? Or another great way to do it is just have a blessing for them. Send a blessing of like, see something positive in their life. It could be really hard, but notice that you give a blessing to them of like, okay, I want to see this happen in my life. Basic shield activate in my highest good. And be like, oh, it's 100%, 100%, 100%. 5 minutes later, 100%. Okay, or it could be 95, but it's not dropping fast, which means that's just more all other stuff is coming in, all other people. But at least that one where you had the like, kind of battle going on, you've pulled it down. Now you've made a major change. Besides kind of dialing in and getting an understanding of what's happening out here, what's going on with the shield, and there's whole many things going on. But the shield just gave you an idea of like, wow, I was sending something out. I was also getting something back in. But you also could just, say basic shield activate in my highest good, and just start feeling a little better. A little better, just take on the day. Because it's blocking some of the stuff that you just don't need to be dealing, or you don't want to deal with right now, but just block a little bit and it's not hanging around in your aura. So it gives you hopefully that gives you an idea of how to play with this. Start with it, and also give you some really powerful tools to where you can start doing energy work on various people, realize what you're sending out, what's coming back in, and also give you a little bit of pause to where like you wake up, you might be feeling crummy, or you're at work and it's kind of going crazy, you're really activated, right? It's super hard to be like, oh, I'm gonna bless people, I'm gonna do that, because you're just, like, I don't feel good. Oh, let me put my basic shield up. Basic shield, activate, my highest good. And you might feel a little lessening. And in that lessening, now you got some headroom to, oh, now I can proactively start taking care of this mess that I happen to find myself in. Doesn't mean you caused it, but it gives you that moment, a little space, a little extra room to where that shield now is taking some of what is upsetting you, some of what's happening, to where it's like, oh, cool, now I've got that little extra room. Because without the shield, I wouldn't have that room. So I can like, oh, let me reinvest that into bringing it all down. I got a little extra, let me do an extra clearing. Let me just send out a little bit of love. Let me send out a little bit of blessings. And that's another good way. If you find your shield going down, you don't know who it's going to, just start blessing people. Even people you care about, that's fine too. Obviously people that you actively are upset with, blessing's great for that, but just pick some people in your life and start blessing, and watch the shield maintain further. One, because angels will start reinforcing your shield, because they're like, okay, he or she's trying, we're going to help her out. Or it's just simply that you're going to be resonating a better energy, and you're actually maybe, pacifying somebody that was actively attacking you. We'll get further into that and find out where it's coming from with the shields on the next couple of days, but this gives you a basic way to start playing with it. So hopefully you like that, and until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.